You're on your own.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you all are doing well. We have a full house today, so I hope you are ready to put some chats in, kind of talk about some things. Um, if I can have one of my moderators go to, matter of fact, Bifrost, do this. Go to the portrait mode and put in the link for the horizontal mode. I didn't do that yet. There's a lot of discussion that was happening beforehand, and I got sidetracked and was listening and paying attention to something instead of doing something. But we have a very fun and interesting day ahead. So we're going to be talking about the Oregon Trail Commemorative coin. But at 10 o'clock Central Time, I'm opening up this.
Oh, you got two of them?
I didn't buy it. Somebody sent me one.
Oh, man, you get a lot of gifts.
So I'm going to be opening that. Now, we talked about when I was really freaked out when I got this in, because I was like, oh my God, everybody's opening these packages and I get a box. Like, oh my God, I was kind of freaking out. And it ended up being normal. Not a big deal. So that the packaging doesn't mean anything, doesn't matter what's inside. Most likely not a privy mark. Definitely most likely not one of the big ones. But at 10 o'clock, I'll be opening that live for everybody else. So hopefully something good comes of that. We'll see. All right. So I'm going to drop my star-studded cast here on the screen. So we have Bifrost. Say hello, Bifrost. Good day. She's going to be doing some drawing for us while we're here. Obviously, I have Eric Byer. How you doing, Eric? He said he was stepping away to get some coffee. He might not be back yet. We have Chuck from Copper Coins. Good day, sir.
He's getting coffee too.
Holy smokes, you guys are slow. Did you leave and get coffee and are already back,
Paula? I did. I went fast.
I think they had to go find the beans or something. Anyway, we have Chuck and Eric that'll be here, and we're going to be talking about, so if you look in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, or if you're in the mode, look down below. That's going to be the coin that we are talking about. This is the Oregon Trail Commemorative. And there's a lot of cool stuff about that. We were talking about this yesterday in the live stream, and it was like, let's talk about it. There's a lot of cool things. So we've done a little bit of stuff, and so let's, hey, thank you, Bifrost and David, for dropping that link. I do appreciate it. All right. So Eric is back. Is Chuck back?
He has to run downstairs, so probably not.
Oh, he's taking him a minute. Vote for Pedro. Good day. Steve looking for silver. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Kevin, Rose, thank you for being here. 949. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. John Shank is in the house. Good to see you, John. Jackalope Birdmaster is here. We have Rockzilla. We have Bifrost. Obviously, she's sitting next to me. Darren Ottman is in the house, and Siren, thank you so much for modding today. I greatly, greatly appreciate you. Hey, David Carlisle, how you doing, bud? Good to see you. All right, Oregon Trail. So if you can put a 1 in chat, how many kind of know the general history of the Oregon Trail itself? We'll talk about the coin, but I'm talking about the actual Oregon Trail event. How many people are familiar with the story behind the Oregon Trail? Not seeing very many people put anything in chat. There might be a little bit of a delay here. Not seeing anybody. One of my favorite commemoratives, CM Silver. How you doing, bud? Good to see you. Sounds good, Ludwig. You have a great day. Thank you. Too much fun. Love it when people do that. I'm reporting this channel. Fire away. All right. Chuck, you back yet? I'm sounding compressed in audio.
Sound good to me.
Yeah, I don't detect.
Sound fine to me.
Yeah. Anybody else having issue with audio?
Of course, I'm not listening on YouTube either.
Oh, that's true. I'm listening to restream.
All right. What do we have here? We have a new subscriber. Thank you so much. You subscribed. Oh, my screen's not showing up. Rip Van Smith, thank you so much for subscribing. I definitely appreciate you doing that. Thank you. All right. So let's go ahead and dig into. Banner got all jacked up. All right. So let's go ahead and dig into this. I'm going to go ahead and drop that screen and we're going to pull up some information. So we'll talk about the Oregon Trail. We'll talk about kind of what happened regarding this story of Ezra Meeker and the Oregon Trail Memorial Commemorative $50. So Meeker was born in 1830. He was born in Ohio, and in 1852 he traveled the Oregon Trail. Now he did so with his wife and his baby in a wagon pulled by oxen. So he left Ohio, traveled across the country to open a claim and get some land there in Oregon. He never forgot the experience of crossing it as he had done. But he felt that the pioneers who risked their life and limb for the Oregon Trail had been forgotten. And there's an estimation that was done that over 20,000 men, women, and children died on that trek to Oregon. So he devoted 20 years of his life to bringing publicity to this particular item. Hundreds of thousands of pioneers who traversed it raised money to get the trail marked so future generations could remember the struggle in setting it up. So Meeker set about raising money to build markers in the trail. He started that in 1906, traveled to Washington, D.C., met with President Roosevelt, who agreed and engaged his efforts. In 1910, they did the trail again by ox cart, holding press conferences all along the way. And in 1916, did it by motor car. And then in 1924, traversed that through airplane. So he had done this trail a couple times really to kind of get awareness. Now, in 1925, there were tons and tons of bills. Now, we've talked about coin acts many times in this stream. So we've talked about, the Coin Act of 1913, 1853, where they made the silver real and stuff like that a non-accepted U.S. coin. They stopped utilizing it as a recognized piece. So we talk about the various coin acts and things that happened. And there were all these laws that were happening during this time frame to issue these public items. And the problem is that the general public was getting pretty frustrated and upset that they were doing things that weren't generally kind of like truly national causes. And so they've introduced this bill. It was signed by Calvin Coolidge, and they wanted to mint 6 million of these. So this is how the coin came about. So now what I want to do is I want to talk, and this is where the discussion comes into play, about the general coin, kind of what people are aware of. Let's talk some mintages and kind of just break down the general coin. So again, Chuck, welcome. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being here. If you guys don't know Chuck Daughtry from Copper Coin, you guys need to, step away from the closet, come out, and join the real world in the world of Lincoln Cents. Go check out Copper Coins. It has an amazing channel. Does some really cool things over there. You should go check out that channel. Again, Eric Beyer works with him. And then we have Paula Bloom. You guys know Paula Bloom. Live Coin. So, and if you don't know what that is, we have a problem too. All right. So, Paula, do you know what creature is smarting than a talking parrot? A spelling bee.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but I'm.
That was the dad joke in chat already this morning. All right. So, what do you guys know about the Oregon Trail? So, let's go ahead and open that up to the panel. What do you guys know about this particular?
Well, quite a bit.
Let's talk.
Where do you want to start at?
It was issued for the longest period of time of any commemorative coin.
That's right.
9 years.
And the design was, a lot of people tried to commission a lot of different people, from the person, I that did Stone Mountain, and then it ended up going to James Earl Fraser, who's the guy that designed the Buffalo nickel, and his wife ended up doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it was the first commemorative struck in multiple mints.
Yeah, getting back to Meeker. Meeker in 1928, before he died, did try to navigate the Oregon Trail again, and was invited by Henry Ford to have his vehicle modernized in Detroit. He ended up getting sick and not making the journey. Tried again the next year and didn't make it, and he ended up passing away. That is at his death, and he was 97 years old. He was the one, through the Oregon Trail Memorial Association, who was to pick the design for the coin. And now we get to Laura Garden Fraser.
Now, you were talking about her yesterday, Paula, right? One of the women.
I was.
Yeah. So this is,
if you look at our women's quarter now, you will recognize a piece of her work.
Yeah. So the conversation that was being had yesterday when we were talking about the women's quarters, some of the people who have had impacts in the world, one of them has had.
She designed the obverse that we see right now on our women's quarters.
But she's not recognized herself. But there's only a couple people that have actually been recognized on a commemorative coin while they've been alive. So it's not uncommon for somebody not to be put on there while they're alive.
Is she still alive?
No.
No, she's long past.
Is she long past? I thought
yes.
Yeah, she designed this coin in 1926. So she would be 120 years old if she was alive.
Oh, okay. So excuse me. I had my
No, I was
exactly. She died in 1966.
Oh, okay.
She must have good genes.
So one of the things that I wanted to talk about with this.
Yes, 949. If you look at the quarters, the women's quarters right now, the obverse is different than the Washington quarters previous.
She's not just that. She was the winner of the competition when the original Washington quarter came out in 1931. That's her design.
And there is a gold quarter that has the depiction on it.
Yeah, even though it's not her design, it was her design. That's what they're saying. The winning design isn't the actual image selected.
Right.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot. Right? Where the winning design
we talked about that with the CCAC meetings, right? Just because they pick a design that they like doesn't mean it's going to be the one that ends up on the coins.
And there's a lot of factors that go into that.
Yeah.
So, but one of the things that I found interesting about this one is when you think about commemorative coins, you think about it being ran for a year, maybe two. This one was minted from 1926 periodically all the way to 1939, and actually caused a little bit of frustration within the community because they just kept doing it. We talked about the money grab before. There were a lot of people that were getting frustrated. And if you look at the mintages, I didn't share this. If you look at the mintages, you see the first 2 years. Let's see if I can share that.
And many of them were melted. And the 1928 wasn't released until 1933.
Yeah, the mint held on to a lot because they were actually requested by the Oregon Trail Memorial Association. So they were sold in their gift shops. And that was another thing. When they would get low on money, they would request more of these coins from the mint, and the mint would in turn send them coins. And then there's records of them sending coins back to the mint And like Bowers says that most of them were probably sent back because they were not good pieces. They were struck bad or something like that.
Yeah, the rims were weak or they were damaged.
But most of them,
there was a lot of controversy over that.
Most of them, every time they would come out, like in 33, the director of OTMA was Driggs. He wanted more $50. Wanted 5,028s, 5,033Ds in exchange for the 10,000 1926 Ps that he had. And that was so when people would come in, he might sell 3 of the coins instead of selling just 1. And it ended up working for him. It ended up making it possible for that association not to go bankrupt. It did go bankrupt, I believe, in 1953. But for many years, it brought them out of bankruptcy. Every time they would request coins, the mint would send them 3,000 coins or 5,000 coins.
Well, there was some
from
heavy
Scott coins and stamps.
Yes, there was some heavy deceptive marketing done in 19.
Yeah, they were $1.75 at the gift shop, $2 at Scott coin and stamps.
1933. Yeah, there was some heavy and our friend Mel, who we've talked about before with the Zerby.
Oh yeah, Zerby dollar and stuff. Yeah,
he was involved in purchasing a number of them and advertisement of them, but they preyed on the collector for quite a while, trying to get these sold. There were some deceptive practices. One of the marketing techniques was that they marketed them as rare. The 28s, I believe, they when they released them in 33, they marketed them as rare. And so collectors who were trying to build their sets, who had been waiting for them to be released again, that several year period, had to figured, well, we better buy these up because if they're rare and we need to,
here's an interesting fact. The 26S, they minted 100,000 of them. 55 were assay pieces. Then 17,000 were returned to create the 33D and 34D pieces.
Yeah, they were melted down and then
they were melted down to make the New Year's coins.
Yeah. I think all but 6,000 of them or something were 6,000 something or 6,000 were.
In what year?
Or it was misrepresented or represented. That only
33 and 34. They were like in 33. It says that
the 28.
They exchanged for the 33D. They exchanged 26S coins.
And it was the first commemorative that the Denver Mint struck.
Right. Well, that was what they're in 34. They also ordered them in 33 to make 1934 coins out of Denver. Mm-hmm. And that was, like I said, that was so, and it was kind of a thing with Scott Coin and other dealers, Max Mel. Mm-hmm. That they would get more orders if they had different dates and mint marks. So that's what a lot of that was about.
And then in 37,
that was one thing him and Zerby did a lot of. Him and Zerby did a lot of that. They purchased coins, commemoratives in particular, that weren't real popular. They would purchase the bulk of them and then do, because Mel was like an advertising genius, they would do these marketing things with them. And like the octagonal golds, that was another one that they sold a lot of. Mel sold a lot of those.
Well, it didn't help that a lot of these were Depression year coins too.
Right.
So that's what they're saying. A lot of the abuses, there was an outrage that they sold them for over $1 with the Depression happening and all that. Then there's actually...
And another thing. Sorry, go ahead.
There's actually an advertisement. Let me get it over here. So Frosty can put it up if he wants.
I always go to the wrong chat. Real quick, another thing with these is that Laura and James did not agree with the mint on which side was the obverse and which side was the reverse. The designers have it the opposite of what the mint decided to release it as.
Yeah, this is the 1936 advertisement. They're getting $5 for a 33 Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Paula, that was one of the things that there's a couple of the commemorative coins that there was the issue with that obverse reverse issue.
Mm-hmm.
Can I guess which one is which? Because
Yeah.
I don't know.
I only know the Oregon.
Can I guess which one is which? Because I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, you mean on the Oregon? Yes. Go.
I don't know which. I never studied these, so I don't know which is which. But I would assume the artist would have made the wagon side the obverse. Is that correct?
They made the wagon side the obverse. The mint switched it up because that is where the date and the mint mark. No, I mean the artist made the Indian the obverse.
Oh.
And the wagon the reverse.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
But the mint changed it.
Wait a minute. Hang on a second. No, you were right.
Yeah.
The artist the artist made the wagon the obverse and the Indian the reverse, but the mint switched it up because the date and the mint mark are on the wagon. So, yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, and according to the law for the coinage, the date's on the reverse.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Just to let everyone know, I'm kindly keeping my my microphone on mute until someone asks me a question or I have something to say, because frankly, this is outside my wheelhouse, but I'm more than willing to participate in the conversation where I'm needed.
It's in your wheelhouse. It's just back in the brain somewhere.
Well, thanks, Eric.
I know how your wheelhouse operates.
Oh, do you? Great.
Well, yeah.
Maybe one day we can have a conversation, because I don't know how it operates.
Oh, I just
I mean, like forgotten information coming out. All of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, this and this and this and this and this. And it's just like, oh God.
Well, I haven't felt the urge as of yet.
Well, you did buy at coin shops for many years. So
Chuck, I'm very confused because here's what this says. This says that the Frasers, who certainly should have known as they designed it, considered the Indian side the obverse and the wagon side the reverse. But the mint reports named the wagon side as the obverse because it bears the date, and the Indian side the reverse, where it bears the mint mark.
I mean, up until recently, the date side's always been the obverse, hasn't it?
It's still considered that.
I think some of the quarters now have it on the reverse.
But the artists had it as the Indian side was the obverse.
Right.
I think artists generally consider, when you do a medal, the head side is going to have a head. And the tail side is going to have a tail.
Right.
Well, we have a tail on the reverse on this one, and we have a head on the obverse of this one, as the Frasers would have seen it.
Yeah.
So that's how they called it. And then the mint changed it up because the law is generally that the date is on the obverse of a coin.
Right.
So the mint changed it up. Then I see where all of the logic falls in place.
Right. That's exactly right.
I like the wagon side better.
I do too. I really like the wagon side. Be cautious when you guys are buying these too, because there are many counterfeits of this.
The other one that there's a lot of counterfeits, and we've seen that recently, is Stone Mountain.
Stone Mountain, yep.
That have recently come out.
Well, the Columbian Expo, that's one that's 2 or 3 years, right?
2 years.
2 years? All right.
Yeah, 92, 93.
Interesting fact on that one is that the event didn't happen when it was supposed to in 92. It actually was 93 that
Yeah.
ended up happening, which is where one of
Another
my
interesting
favorite commems came out, which is the Isabella Quarter.
Another interesting little bit of completely useless trivia is that one of the buildings in downtown Wamego, Kansas, contains the stonework used originally for Columbian Exposition buildings.
Cracker
Huh.
Stacker, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you,
kidding.
bud. Thank you so much.
That's interesting.
You know what
Yeah.
my dad would say about that, Chuck?
I
I said it to him. He'd say, just another piece of information that you're never going to make money off of.
Well, that's most of what I have in my head.
That's what he would always say. You're a buyer. Everything, you know, all this stupid stuff, and it'll never make you any money.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
all that stuff
Yeah.
cumulative that
Oh, it's great. I love it, though.
yeah, because you can join into so many conversations. You know, I'm often called the you know, the purveyor of useless information. My daughter's like, I just love dad jokes and fun, stupid trivia stuff. It makes for fun conversation. But I don't have near
Yes.
the depth and breadth that Chuck has.
Nobody does.
Oh, seriously, people. Yeah, make it so I can't fit my head through the door again.
Again,
Exactly.
and notice he
Last
said
time I was
again.
upstairs for a whole week. Except for the couple of packages of crackers I had up here, I would have starved.
So why did they, Paula? Why did they change the reverse on that? Is there a given reason why they're? Because the mint's done that before. The mint has changed.
Why did the mint do it?
Yeah.
Well, because the date's on one side and the mint mark's on the other side, and that's just how they did things.
But doesn't that have to do with the law? Like it states that the date will be the United States of America will be on the reverse of the coin. The denomination will be on the reverse of the coin.
So legislation is different for like our circulating coinage and such as it is for commemoratives.
But each one of the commemoratives has to have a public law associated with it, right?
I think it just has to be approved by Congress,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it just has to be approved.
I was under the impression, I'm trying to find the item real fast. I like the commemoratives because there's so many ships. Where's the Oregon Trail? Why am I not seeing it? Sorry, folks. I'm trying to find something and I can't locate it. I'm trying to get the actual law that was associated with that one, and I want to read it.
I mean, we have other coins that have the date and the like, not the date of the coin itself, but the placement of the mint mark and stuff was not always on the obverse and it was not always on the reverse. So I think that things like that change. I don't know. I don't know legislation on that stuff. I just know that that's the way the mint did it. They had the date on the obverse and the mint mark on the reverse. And so they decided that's how they were going to depict this coin, even though the artist had it the opposite.
Yeah, it just says the bill to authorize the Oregon Trail Memorial $50 was introduced by House of Representatives in January 25th, 1926 by Washington Congressman John Franklin Miller. So, and he was a friend of Meeker's. Doesn't say what the bill,
Send a meter.
and I don't think there's actually a bill. Oh, after
There is
this,
an
the
act.
hearing is held before the Coinage Committee on March 3rd.
Public Law 69-235. It says to act authorize coinage 50-cent pieces in commemorative of the heroism of the fathers and mothers who traversed the Oregon Trail, far west, great hardship during the loss of life, in which not only resulted a new state but a union, well-deserved and imperishable fame for the pioneers, to honor 20,000 dead that lie buried in unknown graves along the 2,000-mile highway to history, to rescue various important points of the Oregon Trail to oblivion, and to commemorate by suitable monuments. I didn't understand that language. I think I skipped a couple words. Memorial to otherwise tragic events. Being enacted by the State House of Representatives of the United States of America, Congress assembled, that commemorative Oregon Trail in memory of the pioneers be listed as a 50-cent piece in the number not more than 6 million. Such 50-cent pieces should be set standard troy weight, composition, diameter, device, and design shall be fixed by the director of the mint, approved by the Secretary of Treasury. So yeah, the mint director is the one who made the determination about where stuff like this.
Yeah, and it sounds like each specific commemorative had its own
had its own public
approval.
law. Yeah. So
there's no set set thing. It's just, I think it's just that's the way that the mint always did it, and whatever.
I just thought that there was, so I guess it is for circulated coinage. I should know this because of the stuff that's happening in 26. And as many times as we've talked about it.
Boy, I watched some more of it yesterday. It is painful.
Oh, it's so painful.
Listening to the CGAC.
Yeah.
CCAC.
I'm good for about an hour, then I got to turn it off.
Some of it is really interesting to watch, but you know right away if it's going to go bad.
It's great because you get to see all the proposed designs on everything. But then you start hearing the banter, and there's a lot of it. Like I say, it seems like the only two things that ever mean anything. The rest is just banter. I like this better. Why? Well, I don't know. I just like it better. Basically.
Some of them just want input, Yeah,
like the engraver, like there's one guy on there that wants the damn chains on every coin that has chains.
Yeah.
And the engraver keeps saying, can't have chains. So
yeah, it's pretty heated discussion at times. There's a lot of good history that comes from the discussion, but you can tell that it definitely isn't directed towards collectors. There's so many.
It seems like the most important vote is always, does the Secret Service have a problem and does Homeland Security have a problem with it? Do you think it's a security risk? And I'm not sure what security risk they're talking about.
I get not a clue.
Yeah, I mean, but that's always every single design they ask that.
So Rip Van Smith, I missed your comment. He says, did you know that James Earl Fraser has a connection to the 2028 innovation dollar? Did they go back and pull one of his old designs? Or 2018 innovation dollar. I'd have to check and see which one that is.
Which one was that? What was 2018? I don't know the innovation dollars. Like, I don't keep up with them.
He says that the eagle privy on the reverse appears as a cartouche of the Department of Commerce building, the patent office in DC, which was designed by Fraser. Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I do know that all of them have a little privy on them. They have different privies on them.
That's really cool. Thanks for the information. Starika, don't forget to Will Smith that like button. That's funny.
He did. Him and his wife did lots of things. They were involved in lots of statues and things like that. I do remember reading about them.
Speaking of privies, we're going to open up here in a little while.
Hope
I
you
know
get
the
one.
odds. I know the odds are against.
So far, I have not seen anybody who's got one that I know. Ida's didn't have one. She opened it yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't get mine till tomorrow.
Yeah. So the one that I
Yeah.
did earlier, we know that it wasn't one, but we'll see. We'll see. Here's to hoping, right? I don't know what I'd do if I opened one with the privy. I think I'd probably have
But
to
I
go
am
to the
quite happy
bathroom.
with the metal itself.
They're
I have
very
seen it.
very nicely done.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're very nicely done.
Chuck, you're being really quiet. I'm a little
He's got his
concerned
mic muted.
Oh.
I just muted myself because I'm listening,
Oh.
waiting for a place to insert my wit.
Insert go.
He's
I
waiting
gotta
to
go,
go.
right?
If you don't interrupt me, you may never be able to talk. So you
Uh,
just
I learned at a
interrupt me.
pretty youthful year not to interrupt women when they talk.
Oh, you need to interrupt me. Trust me.
But you interrupt
have my
Eric all the
full
time.
permission. You have my full permission.
I don't know. We
am.
kind of tag team that idea.
Yeah.
Eric, I just dropped a joke on your behalf.
I know. I'm laughing inside.
It's like, yeah, haha, funny. Hey, Coach, the hands that you see are by Frost. That's Frostbyte too. So
Opened a privy a week before the release. Saw a guy on Instagram opened a privy a week before the release. How did that work?
Must have been a dealer.
must have been a dealer. Yeah.
On Instagram?
And he
Huh.
probably his paws in boots. Yeah, I'm sure it's a dealer, and I wonder if that was kind of anything like what Paula and I saw on eBay with them getting kind of stripped down, and all of a sudden all the postings being deleted. I still think that was really weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I just got a email showing me somebody's 1926 S MS62 Oregon Trail. Very nice. Congratulations. I don't want to call out their name because I don't know their YouTube name. I don't want to call out his name, but very cool. Yeah, I really like this coin. The reason that I wanted to talk about it though was because of the kind of the history behind it. The Oregon Trail was pretty neat, but again, you look at Paul has talked about Zerby and the power that he had, and we've talked about some of the stuff like Eric mentioned earlier. You know, we talk about the flowing hair and the power that companies have, the pressure that they can put on the mint to make certain things happen. But this isn't the only time. Before the stream, Eric and I were talking regarding the Morgan and Peace dollars for 2021 and how they're going to extend it. They're going to run it. They're going to run it. They're going to run it.
Oh, it's going to be every year. As a matter of fact, the reverse proofs are coming out in a month or something like that now.
I think they would have done so much better if they would have just left it to a single year, or like you said, drop the mintage.
Drop the mintage to 25,000.
Yeah.
That way they're automatically collectible. Because I think it's limit of 5 and 295,000, 275,000 for the reverse proofs.
I don't know. I bought them last year, and that was it. I said when they said they were going to come out with multiple, they were coming out again this year. I was like, well, that's it. I'm done. I took my subscriptions off and everything, and
well, you can't blame them. It's a product that actually sells out every time they put it up. So,
yeah.
like everything else in this world, if something sells, they're going to continue to do it.
Well, so many collectors are completionists, and they have to buy them if they're going to complete their sets.
Yeah.
I was talking.
There are lots of Morgan dollar collectors who put together sets, and if they don't
when they
buy
first
them,
came out, people were getting big money for their, and now they're all down to like $135, aren't they?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's a couple exceptions, like the 21D. If you get
that may change if people start resubmitting those to CAC, like I think they should, CAC grading, because cat grading is crossing over a lot of those, and they're getting 70s. So
You think that the
I
price
think
for those is going to drop?
if more come into the market, of course. Right now they're a conditional rarity, but if people start cracking them out and sending them into cat grading, who are grading a lot of them 70s, then the numbers are going to change. So
Hey, Seven Stacks. Good morning. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for being here.
I think there was a little manipulation going on with that too.
Yeah. And again, it's one of these things, Yoxnav, that, we see this. And again, money talks, right? Looking at somebody who has influence and power and can walk in, I fascinated now that Paula mentioned it. And I went and watched that video that she had dropped on Zerby and some of the, what I call the darker side.
Wasn't that good?
Yeah.
Russ did such a great job on that.
Well, I actually reached out to the American Numismatics Association and said, I don't know if a lot of people are like me, but I would love to see more on the series of kind of the darker side of numismatics, and not like sordid, crooked, evil stuff, but how people utilize their knowledge or their skill in a certain subset to, manipulate markets and do things like that. Because there's a lot of that. Why are certain coins popular? Why are certain things collectible? Right? How many stories do we not know because they haven't been handed down? And the comment I got was not a bad idea. So hopefully they do something like that and they do a series, because it would be interesting. And I don't know enough about the little goofy subtleties in all these stories to be able to do something quite like that. But that video that he did on him, it was such a great video. Let's see if I can pull that up. I don't know if I still have the link.
Oh, that Star ASA privy was ridiculous.
Oh, that thing is. What are your thoughts on that, Chuck?
A Star ASA privy?
The Star. They're not out yet, are they?
The American Silver Eagle privy
yes,
that they did. That looks like the star is falling off the face of the coin.
Yeah, you can buy one for $70 or
I don't know. I'm learning about it right now.
120 through Gray Sheet. I can get one for 120 through Gray Sheet, but I'm not buying any of them.
Unreal.
Honestly, don't know anything about the current market for.
That's the one that's supposed to be linked to a game or something like that, right?
Yeah.
It is. It's a mobile game that's nobody has ever heard of. I don't know. It's called like Era 8 or something.
Yeah, that's another thing. That the company that owns the game got like 70,000 of them or something like that, or 7,000, some number to give away in the game.
50,000.
Is it 50,000? Yeah.
Hey, Jack Gallman, how you doing, bud? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're recovering well in North Carolina.
And those are slabbed.
And these were 1 ounce Silver Eagles.
Yeah, they're special menu. They're just doing
2024
right now.
that they just put out at the end of the year.
How much money
that's
they
a lot of
have to
money.
pay the mint to do that for them?
About $50 a piece, I would say.
Thank you, Maren, for the new subscription. I appreciate you.
You have to have some clout politically to say, hey, look at the Oregon Trail. That goes back that. I want these made with a privy mark on it. That way there's no design cost or anything like that. You just add the privy mark.
Yes. Like somewhere where they put it, it looks like it's like falling off the coin. It's ridiculous. And they already had the dies, so they just added the privy to them.
Well, if they did it that way, sure. But I would generally say they probably made a second die pair for those, a different die pair for those.
Why?
So they could mint both and have the dies.
But they already had dies. All they had to do was just hand punch a privy into it.
I don't think that's hand punched.
It's a raised privy.
still doesn't look hand punched. It doesn't look
You'd
like
have
it
to
looks
see
like
multiple examples
Well,
to see if they're all in the same spot.
the edges that I've seen look soft enough that they had to have been engraved.
And as far as that goes, a lot of those, I mean, what was the run on it? A couple 100,000?
I don't know.
But
I
they
don't
could have
know.
done that too, right? With that CNC machine.
They could
could
do it
have
with a
just
CNC
added-
machine. That's right, because they're making a lot of the
Yeah.
dies on limited production coins now. They're not even hubbing them anymore. They're making them right off of a CNC.
Mhm.
As far as I know, they do not hand punch anything.
No.
Actually,
Mm-mm.
that's not correct. They do hand punch one coin, and it's not a coin, it's a metal. It's like a bronze metal. When the Denver Mint strikes the bronze metals, they get a die from Philadelphia and they still put a mint mark in there. And it's like presidential medals or something like that. They don't do them
Oh,
that
I
often.
have seen those repunch mint marks on those.
Yeah. Those are the
Yep.
only thing that they're punching mint marks in by hand now.
I have seen those. Yep. Look at her. What is that cat's name
Hey, Cassie.
that Bifrost just drew?
Puss in Boots.
Boots and Boots. Thank you. Gosh.
She actually wants to do a giveaway if you guys are up for it. Somebody, I believe, so Rip Van Smith says, I believe one of the guys connected to the game is a bigwig at NBC. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
I think you're right.
It's possible, yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. Again, but this goes back to one of the reasons I wanted to have the discussion, and Eric kind of called me out on this before we even did the stream. But you look at some of the people that, and again, I go back to Zerby because I'm beginning to be fascinated with that story.
That is a fascinating story.
It really
Mhm.
is, and I had no idea that it even existed, or that he existed, and what his power or pull was.
And B Max Mill too.
Say again.
Max Mel also.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name?
B Max Mill.
Oh yeah. So, but there are so many of those
Yeah.
cool stories that I would love to see. I would love to see more. Hey, Miss Coin Crew, what's going on? How you doing? Hope you're doing well.
I'm gonna go grab some coffee while you're doing this giveaway.
Yeah, no problem. I'm going to just do the. So if I can have everybody in both, so you guys know that I'm streaming both vertical and horizontal. So if I can have everybody do me a favor and let me pin this so that it's there. If I can have everybody just enter something into chat, make sure that chat's being recognized that you're doing that. Here in a couple minutes, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to pull for a drawing. I'm going to pull one on each side, and I'm going to do a giveaway of a silver proof quarter. Let's do a 2010 Yosemite proof. And then let's do the drawing for Bifrost. So I'll pull one for each. The person who does the first one is going to be in for the drawing, and then the second one will be the proof quarter. So be entering. David Carlisle is a smart aleck and actually entering something into chat. Don't forget, today is National Sasquatch Day. That means I need to go get some soap. I think there's only 3 people on the other side.
Is there my holiday today?
It's National Sasquatch Day, according to kin of mine.
All right, that's me. That's what everybody calls me.
That actually is your nickname, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ronald Harris, good morning. How are you? I need you to send me a link to that. He's got those. Eric, you seen the shoes that he designed that he put together for me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I told him that I would post something on my community page and get people to where they could go find those. Because I'm gonna buy one of the hats. He's got a Texas hat. That has one of the political party members on it. So I'm going to pick one of those up and put it with the shoes. Chuck, have you ever seen my shoes?
Your shoes.
The shoes that were designed and given to me by Ronald Smith. Hold on. These things are awesome. Oh, you're gonna laugh. You're gonna be like, "Oh my gosh." I don't have shoes on. I don't wear shoes when I'm in the house. All right, let's make myself big. Ronald Smith.
Maybe wear shoes 2 days ago. I was not happy.
Okay, that must have a story.
So he did the little Air Force One. So fun stuff. So he sent me these. He creates his own, does all sorts of little stuff on it.
That's interesting.
It's fun stuff.
I don't wear shoes either.
I don't. If I can avoid it, I mean, if I could go barefoot all the time, I would. Because I prefer it. But yeah, so fun stuff. Absolutely fun stuff. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. David Carlisle again. Something in chat. So take myself off being big. So I'm going to run 2 of these. Now remember, I'm going to run one in. Yeah, no problem, Ronald. Just make sure you send me that link in email so that I can put it on the community page so that I can put that on there. Yeah, he does commissions too, so he can do custom stuff if you want very custom stuff. Again, support everybody who has an artistic talent, something I really don't have a lot of. Huh? What did Pedro say? My feet are wider than typing paper. Yeah, I'm supposed to be what they call Black Dutch, but my feet are not white. They're solid white. All right, let's run this. So exclamation point winner. Again, only I can do this, so we're going to pull this. Now, this does pull from both sides, so it doesn't matter. And the winner is Kinemine. Okay, outstanding. I'm going to do winner on the other side as well. And the winner on this side is going to be Yoxnav. All right, so the Yoxnav, you get the silver proof Yosemite. And then Kinemine, you get the drawing done by Bifrost. So if you guys will do me a favor, please send me claim emails, exclamation point email, send me claim emails, send me your address, and then I will get these off in the mail sometime later today or tomorrow. So congratulations. Do you want to draw anything else, or are you done? Chuck, what is your favorite cartoon character?
Chuck. Earth to Chuck.
He might have went and got coffee.
No, I'm here. Favorite cartoon character? You'd laugh at me if I just spurted out the one that I think of first.
Deputy Dog.
You're damn close.
Underdog?
Underdog.
Underdog! Yay!
I'm not into the
Here he comes to save the day.
superhero and vampire stuff. I watched other cartoons.
Me too.
Hey, Rocky, watch me pull a rabbit out of my hat.
Rocky and Bullwinkle, I love it. Heck yeah, that was Natasha and Boris.
I did
Boris,
not like
yeah.
that part of it. Natasha and Boris. I really like the Bullwinkle and Rocky part, but I also really liked watching that. I can't remember his name, but it was a guy that every time he opened his door, he's a world traveler. Every time he opened the closet door, everything in the closet would fall out.
Sherman.
Is that his name?
The dog. Sherman.
No.
Wasn't it Sherman?
No. This was an old
Sherman
man.
was the boy.
This was an
Peabody.
old man.
Oh, it's not Peabody and Sherman.
Oh, the blind guy.
Mr.
Magoo?
Yeah. Yeah,
No.
Mr. Magoo.
No. This
Mr.
was
Magoo was the blind dude.
Rocky.
Oh, isn't that fun?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, RLC, good day. Hope you're
Peabody.
doing well. Thanks for being here.
Goo.
Yeah, that's I was
Travel.
thinking Mr. Peabody, because Mr. Peabody and Sherman, they were the ones who opened the door and did the time travel stuff. That was Peabody and Sherman.
I'm looking for it now.
Sherman was the boy. Peabody was the dog. And then Mr. Magoo was the dude who had he was blind and was always.
I loved that Mr. Magoo, though.
He was like,
Yeah, Jim Backus. That was the guy who did the voice for that.
My favorites, though, were Sid and Marty
Thurston
Croft
Howell.
things. Sid and
Thurston
Marty
Howell
Croft.
the third. That's right.
Oh yeah.
I was actually thinking about opening up with my trip to coffee was an extremely long trip because I had to go downstairs.
you guys want to hear an interesting tidbit of trivia?
Sure.
You want to feel kind of old?
I already feel kind of
all
old.
the time.
Pebbles from the Flintstone
Yeah.
just turned how old?
80.
80, yeah.
Crazy.
Are we
Is
close?
that right? Was a guess on my part.
I think she's 66, not 80.
Oh. Well, all I know is that the Flintstones were like in rerun syndication when I was a little tiny kid.
Mm-hmm.
It was a show that came on before the Waltons. And I would sit in front of my grandpa's chair, shelling beans that he pulled from the garden, watching the Flintstones and the Waltons.
Loved the Waltons and Little House on the Prairie.
I used to shell beans with my grandmother. That she did a lot of canning, and
That's where my grandparents were.
We would do a lot of canning, and we would watch. We kind of always did it late at night, so we would sit around and watch the 10 o'clock news, and then we would watch MASH, and we would do.
We always watched.
What's up, Copper Owl Coins? Good day. How are you doing?
Who is that guy? And a 1 and a 2.
Lawrence Welk.
Lawrence Welk.
Lawrence Welk.
The Bubble
Thank you.
Machine.
Yeah, we always
wonderful,
watched
wonderful.
Sissy and Bobby. Like
That was at 6 o'clock Sunday night, and then 7
and
o'clock
Sissy
we
and
had
Bobby were
Wild
Mouse
Kingdom,
Ears.
Oh,
Mouse
and then
Ears,
7:30
yes.
you had Walt Disney.
Yep. Yeah, that's what we watched. Yep. And I watched the Monkeys, and I watched the
The Banana Splits.
oh yeah, well, Sid and Marty Krofft stuff was like my favorite. The one banana, two banana, but I liked the HR Puffin stuff and Sigmund the Sea Monster. And I liked the bees, the little bees, the people that were bees from like Australia or England or
Don't remember them.
yeah. And the Hatter.
to the moon, Alice.
The Hatter, Hatsville.
That was in syndication.
Mm-hmm.
The Honeymooners, and then we had Gilligan's Island to watch.
Well, just tell our castaway we're here for a
Monsters.
long time.
Bewitched.
Yep, Bewitched was in
Diggity-diggity.
syndication at that point. It was actually still on TV. And
Boogaloos, yes, Boogaloos. Thank you, vote for Pedro. That was the little bees. Yeah, the Boogaloos.
Yeah, I have no idea who that is. That one I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I loved those. I remember I would grab my blanket and I would sit on our heating vent. I would lay on our heating vent with the blanket over me and watch cartoons and eat cereal. Okay, anyway.
the memories.
I know. Oh my goodness.
What's this one?
Somebody has a cat. That's not Gypsy, is it?
I do,
No.
but that actually was my grandson.
Oh, it was?
Gypsy's
Oh.
hiding right now.
That was my grandson.
It sounded like a cat doing the meow, meow, meow.
Oh, trust me, I know. It's
My
extremely
old cat
irritating.
Romeo used to chase the demons out of the house every night in the middle of the night. You'd hear him howling.
Hey, Copperell Coins, that's awesome, dude. He said, my son finally signed with the Navy. Robotic
Yay.
warfare specialist. Leaves RTC February 11th.
Dun, 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 dun,
Outstanding.
dun, 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 dun.
So Copper Al, real quick, I posted that in Jack Young's group Fun with Fakes, and so far not one person has said that they think it's fake. They do believe the same thing I said, that it's the surfaces are altered, like it's
Oh, the
clean.
09S Indian head?
Yes, the Indian had sent. Yep. They all
I think
said the
there's
same
only
thing
one
I
guy
did.
pair on
Mid-Mark
those.
one. Mid-Mark looks good, position, style, everything. And if you look at known counterfeits for that, the Mid-Mark is extremely
Is
obvious.
wonky.
Aurelio
Yeah.
Azteca,
Yeah.
thank you for the subscription. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Nope.
So not saying, like I said, Copper Out, having it looked at in hand is definitely better than looking at photographs. But I've done overlays. So I'm just not seeing it as being a counterfeit. And neither is Jack Young or anybody else in that group. So,
Well, and that's
Jack,
big
I don't
praise
know
if they're not saying that it looks fake.
yeah. I could send pictures to Chuck and see what he has to say too.
Do it. I
should've
would love
done
to hear
that.
his
Absolutely.
input on it.
Sure,
I
why
should have
not?
done it already, but
Slacker.
I know I am. Well,
One
he's
thing you
been
won't
busy.
get me doing is commenting about them on Facebook. I don't do Facebook.
I know that, and that's where Messenger. You're still on Messenger though, right?
Yeah, I have Messenger.
Okay.
Couldn't give up communication with people.
That's
I just
right.
don't communicate on Facebook.
Certain people.
Yeah.
I just watch and eat popcorn on the Facebook thing.
Yeah.
So watch. You can look. My stuff gets quite entertaining on there.
Oh, it does. That's why I say I watch and eat popcorn. I don't say anything. Everybody I ever gave advice to says, that's not right. And it's like, well, if you knew, why did you ask?
I don't
Well,
have
They
time
say
for
it to me too, and I learned from one of the best how to argue points. He might be on this panel.
he might be.
Yeah, I don't have time for it.
The problem that I have.
He used to take a lot more time. He's gotten snippy in his old age, but
Maybe.
Are you talking about me?
no,
I know.
Chuck just doesn't have time for it anymore. But I did.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't make time for it.
Yeah, it's true.
I have more time to watch TV than I do answer people's questions on Facebook.
Well, the problem that I see, I don't see this as much as you guys do. Obviously, they don't come to me nearly as much as they do live coin or copper coin. But the one thing that I left a number of groups because there's a lot of people asking for stuff, but it's like if you're going to argue with the people who try to help you, why ask the question? Like, and some of them are really ignorant, and it's not just, well, I was told that it's this, and so I need you to explain to me why it's not. It's like, you're a liar. You're just trying to rip me off. You're trying to steal my money. Oh, and it's like, what the hell is going on? I don't understand the premise that is there. Why people are, but it's on Facebook primarily. I see that on Facebook.
Oh yeah,
And-
Facebook's an easy platform to
It's just horrible.
be.
Oftentimes, the biggest problem is that you get new people who, like most of us, I tried to explain it the other day. The majority of the population have looked at coins their entire life, but they've never really looked at coins. And for whatever reason, they start looking at them, whether it's they inherited stuff or they saw a TikTok video popped up or whatever. So they start looking at them. And at that point, everything they see that's not normal is got to be like a payday for them. So instead of researching stuff ahead of time, they immediately go to posting their amazing finds all over Facebook in 50 different groups.
Yep.
And there comes the peanut gallery, right? They all of the experts chime in, get it graded, that's amazing, blah blah blah. So by the time I get on there to tell them the truth, they've already had all these knuckleheads telling them lies and untruths
that's
and
ultimately,
misinformation, and
I
so
think
I
the
have to
people love
combat
it.
that.
Let's make the guy spend $50 to get his coin graded and find out there's nothing wrong, and it comes back in a little body bag.
And that often happens.
Oh yeah.
That often happens because by the time I get to them, they have already heard from 50 other people that it's a great coin, not to listen to me, that I'm just trying. I want them to put it in circulation
That
so I
used to
can
be the worst.
somehow find it, even though whatever.
The response I hate the most is, you just want to rip me off and get my coin. And it's just like, dude, I don't want your coin. It's worth 1 penny. I wouldn't give you a penny for it.
Right.
I'm totally
So
not
no
getting
matter
that.
what I say to them, they're never going to believe me. And I've learned over time, I used to sit and argue with them. Like, it would really bother me. I would try so hard to convince them that what I'm saying is true. And now I don't bother with that. I've learned some really catchy little comebacks, and I just leave it at that. Because I know.
You knew
When
you
I
won
look
when you get a picture in text messenger, right?
Oh yeah, and sometimes I get those. I
Yeah,
get
that's how you know
wiener
you won.
pics. Yeah.
Yeah, and you get a number of those, Paula,
I do.
which is
I
ignorant.
do. I know.
People need to
Yeah.
understand that actually is assault.
Well, and it's never impressive. I'm
What
never
kind of
impressed.
Assault? Sexual assault.
Eyeball assault.
Sending nude pictures of yourself unwarranted to an unsuspecting.
The best part is that you always send back, I want a meal, not a snack.
Bifrost is shaking her head.
It's never
what
impressive.
The hell are we talking about?
Oh, it's crazy. But I do get those. I really do. And yeah, so I mean, Jessica Johnson, she knows, she's been there too. It's like there is an issue with that.
That name sounds familiar, but who is that?
She used to work with
Penny Parent. The Penny Parent.
She
very
pops
pretty,
in every
dark
once
hair.
in a while still.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but the name sounds familiar. There you go, Chuck.
And Amber
Awesome.
too. She had issues. So I sent you those pictures. I don't know if
I'll send that to you.
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
Oh my god.
That was my favorite.
We'll send that off to you. I appreciate you, bud.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Bifrost.
So nostalgic.
She's like, I'm out of here.
Oh, did she take off?
She's like, she's stretching and kind of looking at me like,
time for a nap.
No,
Dad made her get up long before.
She's gonna go eat, and she's gonna then probably go hang out. Yaknav says, awesome job, Bifrost. So cool beans. All right, folks. Well, you know what? I said I'm going to do this. I said I was going to do this at 10 o'clock. So I do this a little bit early.
What?
I'm chomping at the bit to do this.
Oh, open your thing. Yes, open.
Do eat.
All right. Okay, hold on. I need to get set up. Move a couple things around.
Pull up here.
You going to stick around to watch the opening, or are you gonna...
She's like, no, I'll hear you upstairs.
She's like,
fingers crossed.
No, just call me if it's nice.
Yeah, he won't have to call you. You'll hear him screaming like a little girl.
Probably. I was way more way more excited yesterday.
Your voice was trembling on the one video you did. It was kind of funny.
Well,
I get it.
Sorry, push this down. And need to see. Just that. There we go. All right.
God, it's so old fashioned. He has a wired keyboard.
Say again.
It's so old fashioned. You've got a wired keyboard.
I prefer them. I don't like the wireless ones. Too many batteries.
Actually, they make wireless ones now that don't have latency issues. So they're pretty good. Like if you play games and stuff like that, wireless used to be like a big no-no because you couldn't play games with them.
Well, and for my job, we have some security issues where we're not allowed to use. Because
Bluetooth,
I have a KVM.
Broadcasting keystrokes.
Yeah. So I am told that I can't do that in some cases, but let's see if I can get this to where it stays out of focus. Sorry for the adjustment. All right. So there's a couple things about this I want to kind of go over. I'm not expecting anything fancy. I haven't seen anybody pull one out yet that had the privy mark. But the other day, when I got mine, it came in a box. And I got really freaking excited because I'd seen people with these packages, and I was like, oh my gosh, mine came in a box. Oh my gosh, mine came in a box. Oh my. And it was nothing. So.
Well, it was.
But I mean, it wasn't because like I was pretty freaked out. I'm going, I've seen two of these, and everybody was opening these, and I got a box. I was like, oh Lord, oh man, maybe it was something special. So I'm not expecting anything, but there's a couple things that we did learn from this from people opening. Now I haven't seen anybody that actually opened one, but we have a couple things. So we do know that on the certificate, let me grab that other coin real quick. So when we look at this one, we do know that the certificate comes like this on top of the item, and this is where she signs it. So when you open it up, you're immediately going to know if you get the signature because it's there. The next tell that I asked about was, if you get the privy mark, does the privy mark show on the certificate? And the answer was yes. It does show up on here. So when I opened this one up, I was like, it doesn't have the privy mark, but I don't know that it's there. Got confirmation that it in fact does. Somebody sent me a picture of their certificate, and it actually does have the privy mark there. So you open it up, you'll see this, and if we open it up to here, then we'll see this. Here's the question for you all. Do you want me to look at their certificate, or do you want me to bypass the certificate and look straight at the coin? Or the medal?
I don't care. I do like that COA, though.
I do, too. It's really nice.
I like that little cutout.
The flowing hair?
That's yeah, little details like that, I think are special.
Yeah, I think they did. I think they did a good job. And a lot of people were like, oh, my gosh, I got a signed one. It's like, no, that's...
And they brought back the clamshell. Yay.
Yeah. Well... And again, I do have to say that it really
have been a vacuum packed piece of plastic and cardboard.
It really is a good looking piece. Like I'm really happy with that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and break into this. Again, I'm not expecting anything simply because
Vote for Peter says straight to the middle.
Straight to the middle? Okay. Ah. All right. And I got to pull this off because I don't want that.
And Chad Wolfish.
Nothing like using a Bowie knife to put butter on your toast.
Wolfen Hashisnagasnav, what?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
You need to break that down. Ken, all right. So let's do this. Oh, okay. I'm not near as nervous as I was the other time.
So I thought those were sealed in plastic. They're not sealed in plastic?
No, they just come like this.
I thought those had like a plastic film around them.
Nope.
Oh.
This one didn't either.
Okay, cool.
Nope. All right, so look at the... okay, so first off, there's no signature, so this isn't one of the special 230s. Do we look at the certificate or do we bypass it and look at the coin or the medal?
I don't care.
Oh shit!
Uh,
Oh shit!
Did he peek?
Holy
He
shit!
peeked.
Oh shit!
Can't see it.
Can't see.
Oh, you got
He
it.
got
Nice.
a privy.
I got the privy.
Yay!
Oh shit!
Yay!
Oh! Oh my
Good
god!
deal. Let me see the COA.
Oh my god!
and now you get it graded 70.
Yay!
Oh, it does have the picture.
Congratulations.
Oh my
Woohoo.
god! Holy shit! Excuse me. Sorry.
Who sent that to you?
I don't know. Now here's the thing. My
Hmm.
my PO box only shows Frostbyte. It doesn't give my full name. And the person who sent it to me knows me well enough to have sent it by name. So
Hmm.
I'm not sure. Oh my god, I want to puke.
No, you're not. You're fine.
Oh, you're fine. That's awesome.
Oh my god, you kidding me?
Woohoo.
The person that sent it to you is probably going,
Son of a
you can hear the
Yep, there it
The,
is.
snidely whiplash.
Dude, he's shaking like he just found out he's having another baby.
Well,
Oh,
if he
no,
sells
no.
it right now, it's what? They're going for what? 3-4 grand right now?
Yeah, if you're gonna sell it, do it now.
I don't think I'm going to sell it.
Get it
I
graded
don't
70
blame you.
first.
There you go. Holy
Yeah, I'd grade it.
shit.
Boy, you don't hear me
Oh.
say that often.
Wow. Folks,
Yeah, when there's a possibility of a $15,000 increase in value, get it graded.
wow.
I don't think it's gonna. The graded ones. Are
No,
going
the
for that.
MS-70
Somebody's
ones in
asking.
are
Wow.
3,000 right now.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
one person is asking that, but probably to cook their books.
No, they're selling
But-
it. They've been selling the
for
ones with,
15,000.
actually, they've been selling the ones with the privy marks for 6,900 MS-70.
I'm talking about the 15,000.
No,
Oh
no,
my God,
nobody's
I'm
getting
shaking.
15,000. I don't think.
Oh, I'm shaking. What are you guys doing? MLCB's like, fucking go.
Smelling your poop.
No. Let's ixnay that. Holy crap, folks.
Yay! Congratulations!
Oh.
I'm glad somebody I know got one.
Oh my god. Yeah, I just peeked at the cert and I saw that. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Does it say on there, "Congratulations, you got," or anything like that?
No, but I
Yeah, you'd
have
think if the picture was different, the write-up would be different too.
I have the first strike thing. So I can send it in like this and they'll grant the first strike. Or no, that's
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Don't pay $15 to have first strike put on there.
no.
Whatever. I hate that designation.
No, but it does have the privy there too.
Nice.
Oh my god, you guys, I'm shaking like a freaking leaf.
You'll be all right.
Oh.
I don't think it's going to go up red silver. I think it's going to go down.
They usually do.
Historically, the medals from the U.S. Mint
Oh
There's
my
a lot
gosh.
of hype to it right now and everything else, but
Well, it's because the fresh of the new is gone, and
Wow.
the potential of profitability is gone because once the new wears off, people don't buy them like they do otherwise.
Well, and all the sharks have got them
Right.
already. The people
Yeah.
that it really matters to already have them.
Wow. Folks, I'm like, holy cow.
All
I
right,
can't. Wow.
yay.
I'm happy for you.
Me
I
too.
can tell you.
Absolutely.
Oh. That's unreal. That's unreal. I've been chomping at the bit. I was like, man, I want to open this. Man, I want to open this. Man, I want to open this. I can't even put the package on. I'm just going to set it aside. I'm shaking like a leaf. No, seriously, like I'm just uh
Now you need to cut this section of the live and make a video.
Yeah, and go get some clean undies.
Get some clean panties on.
damn.
Sell it and get the gold one. No. No.
No,
Those
I
gold ones
honestly,
are
folks,
way too
the only
expensive.
you guys are seeing all my lighting and stuff in the background. The only way, I think the only way I would have done it is if I would have got one of the signed ones. It would have been an immediate flip, because there would be people that,
That want one, yeah.
yeah,
And that is, that's funny that you say that, because I don't think that makes much of a difference with the people that are getting these. I don't think that signed COA is as important to the people who want the privy on these. I really don't, because people really don't care that much. I mean, you can go to any coin show she's at and get a signed COA.
well, they won't be doing the signed and numbered. It's definitely going to be limited edition.
No, I understand that, but I honestly don't think that that's going to make that much of a difference to the people who want the privy marked metal.
So now the question is, do I send it in?
Yes.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Who do I send it to? CAC?
I agree with sending it in. I wouldn't know who to send it to, though.
Is there any coin shows coming to your area that are going to have any of the TPGs?
I don't know. Let me see.
You're going to the fun show in Florida, right?
Say again?
You're going to the fun show in Florida, right?
When is that?
January.
Yeah, but he won't be able to get, if he wants to get the first strike or anything like that, he wouldn't be able to get that at the fun show. He has to send that in within 30 days of release.
CAC's not doing first strike stuff, are they?
They're doing advanced release and early release.
No, are they still getting a premium for theirs over PCGS, or is it leveled out?
CAC grading is getting a premium on their stuff, period.
There you go, Frostbyte. I think that tells you the what to do. If they got a premium over everybody else, get it at the highest premium.
So now I got to find somebody who I might.
But you'll always have those diehard PCGS collectors, and
just pony up $100 and join CAC for a year.
I don't think you have to join if you walk it in. If they're at if you get them at a show, I don't.
You like
didn't in
NGC, you
Tulsa.
do. I know NGC, you got to have a membership to get anything graded.
So the next big one isn't until December, so I'm going to have to find somebody. Yeah, Kino Mine, I might need a paper bag. I feel like I want to puke. I'm beside myself. Holy shit! Hey, Dirty Water, what's going on? Did you see? You see this crap? Holy smokes! Look. I'm done. Holy smokes.
Mine's coming tomorrow too. Flex.
Who do I send it to? Can I send it to Mike?
I would talk to him first.
Mm-hmm.
I would just do it yourself. Just get a membership and do it.
I just opened Dirty Water. I just opened it live.
Is that the one the wife bought you red silver stud?
No, the one that my wife bought me was just the regular one. I was in when they first opened up. I was in a training, so I wasn't paying attention to it. They opened it up the next day, and I was like, "Well, my wife already has one. I'm not going to spend the money. There's no need." The odds. especially after we had found out the PCGS had received tons of these. I'm like, the odds just are not in our favor, so I wasn't going to do it. Now, my mom bought one and said that, I'm going to open it. She's going to open it she lives in Oregon. She's going to open it there, and then she'll send it to me. Because she was like, if you want more than one, or if my wife wants one, she'll make sure that we both have one. Because my wife, as soon as she saw this, was like, I don't think I want you to have that. I think I want it back. So
there you go. Give her that other one.
I will. And so my mom's going to send me one, and I'll do another one. But I've got a buddy, Mike, who he's leaving for. God, I can't think right now. I'm like beside myself.
Do you have other coins to send in that you're on the fence about that you wouldn't necessarily send in?
To CAC, yes. I have
there you go. Just get a membership, because I think it comes with a certain amount of grades, certain amount of submissions, and just do a bunch of them at one time.
I have a God, I can't think. Holy shit! I'm just like what's it called? God, we were just talking about it. Paula, help me. The Denver, 2021 Denver, Morgan.
The Morgan.
Yeah.
Morgan dollar.
And it's still sitting in its box. I haven't done anything with it. So I'll probably send this and that in. Oh, goodness gracious. I have a 21 piece. I want to get great if you want to send a group in. I need to find, Chuck is here too. Say hi, Dirty Water. Or say hi to Dirty Water, Chuck.
Hi to Dirty Water, Chuck.
Oh, Lord. You guys, like I'm flushed, like my face is on fire. It's burning. Oh.
Go stand up for a while.
I don't know if I should. I think I need to stay seated. Like I'm fuzzy. I'm excited. I don't know what, like, this is. Oh, sorry, folks. Sorry.
No need. On a high note, man, I got a lot of shit cleaned off my desk during
Mohammed, thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. Oh, good grief.
A little anecdotal story about the Oregon Trail half. There was one graded back in 2007 or 2006, one or the other. It was graded in MS-68, and it had some fiery toning on it. I was actually given the privilege of being able to photograph that coin.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, wow.
What year was it?
I don't even know.
Oh.
I knew so little about the coins at that time, I didn't even know that there was more than 1 year of them. But I photographed the finest graded one.
Fantastic.
That put me more in the photographer league than the coiner league.
You've had a couple of cool coins like that, right, Chuck?
Oh, I've photographed some of the finest coins known. I've held the ANA $1804.
Nice.
That would be amazing. That's the kind of history that I just, I've seen
the ANA
some
dollar.
cool things
Is
behind
that the
glass, but never been able to hold stuff like that. I think that's pretty cool.
Is that the 5 shilling $1 coin?
5 what?
In 1804, there's a famous 5 shilling $1 coin.
Not that I know of. But I know of this was just an $1804.
Okay. There was an $1804.
Thanks, Dirty Water. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So Frosty, does this squash any of your I guess any of your thoughts about shenanigans regarding these?
Not at all. The odds of getting one of these is the same.
1 in 48.
Yeah, well, but again, when you look at the numbers, so again, look,
by mintage alone.
I didn't expect this at all, at all, because what we don't know, and we talked about this, we talked about the numbers. What we don't know is how many of them were sent out, right? So the packaging company had to know how many were there. They had to be able to subdivide it so that they didn't put them all in
All
one
go to the
box and
same
accidentally
person.
send an entire freaking box to, these people that buy this. Yeah, Coach, I hit a privy. But yeah, I need something. Like I can't think right now. When you look at the numbers that I pulled from PCGS, now again, I've said this a couple times. Looking at the numbers, it doesn't tell the complete story, right? So when you look at the number of graded, PCGS graded 2 times more privy marks than was
There's 1 in
available to the
25
general
as
public,
far as graded go.
right? And that was pre-sale. The following day, that number doubled, and like Eric said, there's no way that they went through and did that with however many of them were there. So you still look at it; it dropped from 4.8% to 4.4%, now to 3.9%. So you're still looking at 1 in 75 or 1 in 88, right? Depending upon those odds. And so, does it lessen this for me? Not at all. I still think that the Mint had a real good opportunity here to, sorry folks, I got to do this.
Azure Blue, it would be impossible, I think, for people to fake that privy mark.
Yeah, not immediately, especially. It's going to be some time. The coin is so.
Well, I
beautiful,
would think they would have to fake the entire coin,
Right.
because
I
the
think
privy mark is raised, so it's not like they can just stamp it in there or anything. It's
but the
raised
likelihood
off
that the
coin.
big boys got more than the general public, I still feel that is a very high likelihood. Pulling one of these doesn't lessen my feeling of that, because I'll be honest with you, I don't think that the big company should have had any early buy of the privy mark. I don't. Again, even if all things were square, straight up and up, everybody had absolutely equal opportunity, they shouldn't have been given. So, again, this is one of these things that it's just, there were so many people that wanted an opportunity for this. And now, let's say that, if the generalization of the math was done, and we look at 6,000 coins were taken out, which is about 8 or 9% of the total run that was done, and you take the standard rate on that, you're looking at 230, 250 coins. That's 250 coins taken out, reduces the general number that the general public could get, right? But the problem that I have with it is that we don't know. That number could have been way higher. We will never know how many of those they sent to the big companies that the general public didn't have the opportunity to get when they did the release. And there were so many people that really wanted this particular thing that I think it was just a bad move on them. Now, with that being said, I'm not selling this piece. I'm going to keep this piece. The only one that I said that I would sell is if I got one of the signed Koa. Okay.
Nice.
If I got one of those, I would have sold it, because I would have turned around and bought me an MS-70, one of the preview marks anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Nothing. Chuck is
We're
just
passing notes in class.
We're passing notes in class. Sorry, I'm listening. Go ahead.
All right. What am I
I'm
missing?
super excited for you. We're just passing notes.
What am I missing? You guys making fun of me?
No, not at all. No, we're talking about something completely different.
Oh, yeah. But anyway, yeah.
That's
So,
exciting. I'm excited for you. I'm really excited.
yeah.
I'm glad somebody I know got one, and that's
Yeah. I won't be.
awesome.
I won't be selling it. I won't be selling
No, we're not making fun of anyone in chat either, Red Silver.
it.
No.
Probably me
Oh,
grunting, lifting a bag of wheat pennies off the ground.
yeah.
That's funny, Red Silver, though. I'm surprised that I'm sure it is it has to be completely obvious if somebody is faking a raised privy mark on a coin, it has to be obvious.
Or they have to be really good.
Or they have to be really, really good. And I'm not sure how they can, especially with it being frosted and raised and without there being any other damage to the coin anywhere else. Yeah, I don't.
Give me
Like I said,
$6,900. I'll figure out how to do it.
yeah, right. Unless their entire thing is fake, unless they made like false dies, that's becoming quite popular now.
Coach's Magic. No, I won't do the gold. Doesn't have the privy.
Not that we know of. Not that we know of.
So looking at the information right now, they still haven't updated the photos.
Not that we know of. Now it would be more difficult for them to do because the gold one is an actual coin. So it would be more difficult, I would think. Apparently privy marks are different because when they did the eagle, they did not need any, when they did the privy on this ASC 2024 ASC, they didn't need any separate legislation for that. So, which I thought was like, I mean, that completely shocked me because I thought with any coin, any alterations or anything to the design needs some type of legislative approval. But there's nothing. So,
golden pennies. Thanks for coming in. Just subscribe to the channel.
nice.
Opened 2 of these. Neither one of them were the privy, but I just opened a privy. Well, I'll make this and put that back. But thanks for coming in. We've been kind of chatting on his channel, so I appreciate you stopping in. Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, if you guys want one of these medals, because I know they're sold out, you can always keep an eye, go on every morning at like 7 a.m. your time or 7 a.m. Eastern or whatever it is. And just keep checking to see if they bring them back up, because sometimes they do that with these things. But just wait. Don't be in a hurry to own one, because they're not going to be. Metals do not historically, U.S. mint metals do not historically do well over time on the secondary market. They're just not a popular item. So.
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, click the remind me button for sure. Because I have a feeling that a lot of these that aren't privy marked will be returned. So the U.S. Mint is probably going to get bum rushed with returns on these.
Because the gamble, people didn't.
Yeah, well, if you look at, so they didn't sell out the first day. They went back up the second day and they had lifted the household limit number, and it was an almost immediate sellout. So you have all those flippers that went on the next day when they opened up the household, when they took off the household limit number. You have all those flippers that just scooped them up. And a lot of those people are going to be opening them and returning them. Now, I don't know what the Mint's policy is as far as reselling returns. Some people say they're not allowed to resell them, that they have to melt them. Others say that as long as there's no damage, they can resell them. I don't know. That would be an interesting question for somebody to ask the U.S. Mint.
You would think on something like this, they would have a thing. It's not returnable if it's opened.
You would think, but I haven't seen anything like that.
So let's say that there are 75,000 of these, and
On your COA that you got, Frostbite, is there return? Because oftentimes you'll get, well, I think all the time, you get like a return label with your paperwork.
let me see.
Her gold coin will hold a premium over the gold buffaloes. Seems like it may, Coach's Magic. It may. I don't know if it's
So
going to.
there is a U.S. mint packing slip.
And no, there's nothing on there that says if it has to be unopened.
Must select a reason of return, and those is did not receive correct item, changed my mind, duplicate
See?
order,
There you go. Changed
product
my mind.
arrived damaged, unacceptable packaging. No. Nope.
Not made properly. No privy mark.
Here's what it says.
No privy mark, right?
If for any
Well, you
reason
received the wrong item. It didn't have a privy mark.
So here's, let me turn this light on so I can read this a little bit better.
So
If for any, here's what it
imagine
says.
that
I'll
the
read you
mint
the exact language.
is going to be.
Oh, look at that. Even his
bombarded.
light is shaking.
I know.
Oh,
Isn't that funny?
Dude, I don't know if you realize, like, I am just a wreck right now.
You'll be all right.
If for any reason with 7 days of the product, if you were dissatisfied with your purchase, return the entire product for replacement, refund, or exchange. All requests will be for product replacement and exchange are subject to availability. If the product is out of stock, no longer available, then a refund will be issued. To return your project, complete the return form, fill out the reason, if possible, repack in the original shipping, detach this return form, put it inside the carton, tape package securely, retain the package slip for your record.
There you go. Just
And
like
then it gives
any
you
other
the
return.
USM returns in Irving, Texas address.
Oh, it does say the mint reserves the right to refuse returns.
Yeah, they always have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they always have that. But I don't imagine that that's going to be the case. I mean, I think they probably are expecting to get a lot of these back.
So the question that I have is, let's say, excuse me. So let's say that I need to eat something, I think. Let's say that they return, there are 75,000 of these, and let's say 10,000 people return these. Does the mint capture how many have returned? Because we were talking about this the other day. Chuck, I don't know if you know the answer to this. If they get something in that's not damaged, that just is marked as somebody changed their mind, will they issue a resale of that particular item, or will they get rid of it?
I don't know how the mint works. Not regarding that.
Because if they don't do that, yeah, Azure, that's exactly what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to do something. If they don't, then that means they're going to have some way of which they show how many of them were returned.
It will not change the mintage limit. Or I mean the mintage. It won't change the mintage numbers whatsoever.
Even if they're returned and then they end up wiping out?
Nope. The mintage numbers will stay the same. Eventually down the road, they may have a surviving surviving population estimate or something like that, but it's not going to change the mintage limit. I mean, the mintage limit. I got limits stuck in my head. It's not going to change the mintage numbers. The mintage on those will always be 75,000. Unless they minted them to demand. But I don't imagine they did because they sold out. So if they had a mintage limit of 75,000 and they sold out of 75,000, then they minted at least 75,000. Yeah. And I don't think we'll ever know. I don't think that It's just like we read on these Oregon Trail $50. Like they estimate that that certain amount number was melted, or they estimated that, that certain number was returned. But the mintage numbers stayed the same.
So Dirty Water said, I've asked a mint employee last year the reverse proof debacle. She said they do destroy the returns, but he doesn't. He hardly doubts it.
Yeah, there was a big
Yeah.
thing back in when the state quarters came out.
Mhm.
They sold a bunch of 1999 silver proof sets in 2001 or 2002. And it turns, they found them and it turns out that they were bad. They had like milk spots all over them. And there was like a big deal about that. That they ended up having to give refunds out. They didn't know, because I ended up buying some of those and reselling them, because they were like, you were buying them for, I think they were $59 at the time, and they were going for almost $200 at that point. So, so there was something back then about the mint destroying bad coins after that.
Well, I would understand destroying a bad coin.
Right.
Right. Exactly. That makes sense to me.
Like they did with the Oregon Trail $50. They said they melted ones that came back bad.
So I could understand the damaged coins that they would do that with them. But if they come back and somebody just changed their mind and they do it and the packaging's nice and everything is good, everything's in good order, there's not been any marks or any damage to the certificate and things of that nature, I don't know how they couldn't just put it back out there. Now, it would be interesting. It would be really interesting to see
if they would advertise them without the privy available.
Yeah. Like, would they come back and they say, we got 10,000 returns non-privy? Would anybody even buy them?
Well, so here's what I think is going to happen. I think the market is initially going to be flooded with these, because people are that didn't get the privy are going to throw them up for sale, because right now they're going for, like $100 more or whatever, $150 or whatever. I don't know what they're going for, but $100 more than what the mint sold them for. So right now they are selling for higher. As soon as more and more and more get posted for sale in the market, there's more and more on the market, those prices are going to drop. And when the prices drop too much, people are just,
they're going between $200 and $300.
Yeah.
So that's ungraded. That's in the box.
Like myself, if I was a flipper or whatever, if I had only bought them because I wanted to see if I got the privy, I don't have like a store, an eBay store or anything. In fact, I just wouldn't want to be bothered. So they would go immediately back to the mint. So there's going to be people that are going to try to sell them. There's going to be others that are like, no, I don't want to bother. And they're just going to ship them back to the mint. So I think it's kind of,
privy marked ones are
we'll
going
see what happens.
Between 4,000 and 6,000.
Is that asking price or selling?
No, these are sold. I'm looking at sold listings.
Okay.
I haven't seen one with a autographed mark yet. There's a lot sold though. There's over 10 pages of them sold. So
with the privy mark?
No, I'm looking at all of them. And they seem to be coming down. There's one right here. Oh, that's the advanced release. Never mind.
Yeah,
that's
let's not talk about that.
Now you're looking at pre-sale stuff.
Mm-hmm.
These are October 19th in hand.
Well, a lot of people also are sending theirs off to be graded.
Yeah, the MS-70 graded ones are going between 370 or 350 and 400.
You need to flip your flipper copper coins. I almost called you copper coins. Copper coins. Flip your flipper. Your
So
camera's
there's
on.
tons of them. They've
Mirror.
sold tons of them.
Flip your flipper.
There, he flipped his flipper.
Oh, I was like, what in the world are you talking about? Flip your flipper. I wasn't even
Call
looking
him
at the screen.
Flipper.
There you go. I like the flipper. That's a good one.
Yeah, and I stated this before, folks. The only way I would have sold this, and we talked about this. I'm a dad first. Is if it would have had the signed COA, and I would have immediately sent that in to PCGS. They would have went on the registry. Somebody could have claimed that, and I would have done it that way. Because I could have taken that money, provided for my family, and then still bought one of the privy marks with whatever was left.
Well, if I get a privy mark, it's going for sale immediately. And then I'm going to buy one of the regular ones and be a happy little clam with the $4,000 in my pocket.
Yeah, I don't
I'll
think
still have the medal.
I just don't think I could sell it.
I would. And I'll have the medal in my hot little hand that I wanted in the first place. And $4,000.
Yeah, he's got the Eric rule of collecting.
Yeah.
It's in his paws right now, and it's like, it feels good.
I know, but see, I'm one of the ones that was excited over this from the very first release. I just wanted the flowing hair medal. And that's still all I want is the flowing hair medal. Now, if I get a privy, I want the flowing hair medal, but I also want $4,000. So I'll take that $4,000 and I'll buy one of the regular ones. And then I'll go on I'll go to Texas.
There you go.
Come see me.
Or I'll go to the fun show.
There you go.
Yeah, it's Dirty Water. It's very nicely done. And thanks, freaking awesome. I appreciate you, brother. They're very nicely done, and they're just clean. I mean, they're just very clean looking. Hold on. I've got to do this the other way because now that I have
the green screen's freaking out over it.
Yeah, like the green screen. Yeah, but it's not the green screen's going to jack it up. I turn it off when I put it down because you weren't seeing my nasty green thing behind. Ignore the man behind the curtain. Hold on, I'll turn my green screen off and I'll put this back up. Okay. So, but yeah, it's a really pretty, just good looking, very well designed, beautiful piece. But I never would have expected the privy. That wasn't the purchase that wasn't the reason for my purchase either. And well, never mind. I won't even say that. But yeah, amazing, like amazing. And I get to open two more. I get to open the one that my buddy has. Oh, hold on. Yeah, just a second. I forgot to do that. Let me make that a little bit bigger. I'm going to adjust this again.
Oh, it's almost nap time.
Yeah, I'm going to be wrapping things up. I'm going to shift this down real quick, and we'll do this again.
You're not shaking as much this time.
I'm still shaking. Right now I feel like I need to go get something to eat because I feel like I'm going to puke.
Pretty.
He's not shaking, but his lamp is still going to town.
I got to figure out how to adjust.
Silver's difficult for those desk cams.
But my autofocus thing should turned off.
You know, my nail gal had one of those lights and it was doing the same thing one day. It was shaking like that and she actually had a seizure.
That's beautiful.
It caused her to have a seizure. Yeah, aren't they pretty? So pretty.
Well, I know the original LED lights in general were causing people to have seizures until they got the frequency up high enough where the on off is fast enough.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. So pretty. Can you imagine the originals of those when they were first done? First came
Oh,
off the
man.
presses.
You get that really, really, really deep reflective field.
And all the letters and stars are in different positions because they're all hand stamped.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't imagine on an original.
All the little
That would be
plancha
crazy.
flaws because it's screw pressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But
yeah, it's
still.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful piece.
You know, people did not like that design. They did not like that design.
Are you talking back when it was real?
Yeah, back when it was real. Yeah. They didn't like that flowing hair. What's up with the sloped forehead? It's just
I think historically people don't handle change very well. You know, people back then were used to the king being on coins. They probably still wanted the king being on coins because they knew it was a real coin.
Well, yeah, but remember,
Yeah.
you're talking about Quaker time frame and stuff like that. Women had their hair up. They didn't have their hair down, and that was viewed to be mildly obscene.
Well, her hair looked like spaghetti too. It's just weird. But I like it. I like the historical stuff.
Well, they didn't have conditioner back then. Their hair wasn't full bodied and flowing.
I've said it, SLQs. I love the damn things.
Yeah.
I'm an Art Deco freak, though. I like Mercury dimes too.
Yeah, that's the word for it. The dirty water, risque.
Risque.
Yeah, thanks, Azure. It's awesome. But yeah, it's well, they said the cat bust. It's the same thing, right? A lot of people were upset the cat bust changed because they didn't like that one, and then they did the seated, and then people complained about the seated, and then people went to Barber, and Barber said it was flat. People are always going to complain about coins because somebody doesn't get what they want.
That's true.
Just the nature of the beast. All right, folks. You know what? I'm going to end this. I've got.
Well, congratulations again, Frostbyte. Everybody have a blessed Sunday and have a safe week next week. Goodbye,
yeah, y'all take care.
Thanks,
Eric. Thanks for letting me.
Eric.
Thanks for letting me experience that with you. That was cool.
Thanks for coming up, Chuck. I appreciate you. We'll do another episode where we actually talk.
Back in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, and actually kind of break that out and actually talk some of that stuff.
All right.
I do want to reach out. I do want to reach out to you because I have another idea.
All right, I'll talk to you guys.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
All right. Take care, brother. All right, folks. Well, it happened. It happened. I will make some edits and I will get that out. Wow, I don't know what to say. Like I'm beside myself. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for all you guys do. Thanks for a fun discussion. I need some air. I need some air. I'm going to go get some air. I'm going to go for a little bit of walk, maybe walk the dogs, eat something. And then I will see you guys. I will see you guys soon. Again, yeah, folks, I'm going to turn the camera on and let this just kind of sit here for a minute. I found a privy, man. I found a privy. Yeah, I'm going to throw up. I think that's what I need to do. That's the wrong one. I opened the wrong package. Anyway, I'll take a photo. I'll post it in the community page. I'll do another short, and then I'll be adjusting that. So, thank you guys. I appreciate all your support. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And as always, oops, my screen froze. As always, I will see you